Hey guys, Thunder here, and I am back with the INORL Racing Network to bring you live flag-to-flag coverage of the INORL Insomniac Elite Series. Today, we are in the United Arab Emirates for the 15th round of the season at the recently built Dubai circuit. It's the most urbanized circuit we're probably ever going to race on. You can tell for this camera there's a lot of buildings around, to say the least. But the track itself is designed very well. It has a lot of grip, and it's sure to produce a good race out here. One of the major headlines coming out of Pocono was the fact that Norman Miller is now second in points. Miller comes into this race second in the championship. And, well, he is now a much more real threat for the title than we could have ever thought. But Cosmic Nova only remains your championship leader. Down to track 4 to starting grid, where William Duncan is taking out yet another pole award. Perhaps he can actually do something this time. Duncan's really had trouble in getting good finishes whenever he gets a pole. On his outside is surprisingly Troy Kang in the 1. Not a good season for Kang, but he did good in qualifying here. Row 2, we have Chris Louvier trying not to blow up for once, and beside him is Jotik Hook in a 9. Row 3 has Nick Pericles, who's looking for another good run, and beside him it is Alan Cavagnaro. Row 4 has hit contender Seth Cole and James Silverfox, who topped the charts in first practice. Duncan topped the charts in the second. And then around your top 10, it is Brandon Wood, who's in his last race in that 32 car. And beside him, it is Ferdinand Points, Dylan Young. And here's the rest of your lineup. Championship leader Cosmic Nova starting in the top 15. And last week's winner, Kyle Sinoski, starting in the lower midfield. The midfield, really. Also, Bernard Strauss qualified really badly, and so did Charles Sanford. I was expecting a lot more out of those two. But without further ado, let's get those engines fired up, and let's get racing.
Drivers, start your engines!
Just like when we talked about the transporter. At the end of pit road, the last pit box is the timing line. So the last white line of pit exit is the line. Picked up the
William Duncan, I believe this is his third pole of the year. He's trying to finally get his first win of the season. Pace car is in, as we're going to get ready for 30 laps here at Dubai Circuit. And we're green! We're rocking at Dubai! Good start by Duncan as we head in the first turn. This turn favors the inside, but Louvier making a move down low. Can't quite make it stick, but he'll move into second place as Duncan takes the lead. Pericles now fighting with Dick Cook for third there, and Pericles will get the spot. Seth Cole now is now in the 5th. And Kang battling with Cavanaro for 6th. He's dropping that pretty rapidly. Got Brandon Wood there. Wood threads the needle, trying to get past Cavanaro. And he's going to succeed. Wood picks up a spot there, but he's got Silverfox on his inside now. And right behind him, he's got fellow German Gol Redlick, who is in that 27 car. Yeah, Redlick hasn't had a good year, but Pericles is now catching up to the 98 now. He's catching up to the 98 now, and I forgot to mention, this is the longest normal race of the season. I say normal race because, of course, there is the Sony 400 after all, but that's a special event. A special overcapacity event. But this is the longest normal race of the season. So we'll have to see how those Wrecking Ball engines fare. There has been some incidents on the first lap. Well, here's a look at what happened. Goes into sweeper turn. Curtis runs off. Strauss starts slipping up. There's not really much that can be done here yet. Curtis gets loose, down into Strauss. And they collect Kyle Miller and Tristan Wilhoit. Wilhoit spins around and keeps it going, though, without any damage whatsoever. But the others aren't so lucky. Oh, and Connor Atwood has some damage there, too. Oh, like, that's the last thing he needed. That was generally a good Roadrunner, but he just hasn't had the most about. But whenever he really needs to get a good run, he just doesn't have the luck. As we're back to live, Chris Levere ran wide in turn 1. He is down to 4th now. Nick Pericles now losing the second, looking for his second career win. So is Joe Dick Cook. William Duncan's looking for his 3rd win. Kind of noting his. Now, if we decide wins entirely on pace, then Duncan would probably have had a couple this year, but we don't. So yeah, Duncan, no wins this season for him. Pericles is on him now. He's battling with the 31 for the lead now, trying to hold him off, and he is barely doing so. But Pericles is there. Pericles really wants that top spot. We're seeing some pretty good racing here on the Dubai Street Circuit. Pericles needs a clear to 6. No! That corner prefers the outside, and it looks like Duncan is going to get the spot here. Will Pericles be able to slot back into 2nd? He will, and he's actually going to try again at the lead. Oh, and this time Duncan runs wide, and that is going to put Pericles in the lead. So Duncan's thrown away the lead in that 6th car. We'll have to see if they can make a comeback. You know, Pericles and Dick Cook now appear to break away. Dick Cook's run wide. He's run wide. Duncan's gonna close the gap a little bit there. As David Valzak's starting to work his way forward. Valzak up to, I believe, 8th place. So Valzak, a very impressive drive for the Polish driver. People weren't really expecting much out of him after he DNQ'd Indy with this 99 car, but actually he's been doing pretty good. Even at Pocono he did quite solidly. And of course, road courses are the Pole's specialty, so and Valzak's doing a good job in that 99. There have been rumors that he well, originally this would be for the rest of the season. There have been rumors that he'll be re-signed for next season. So we'll have to see how that develops. Has there been any incidents? Oh, Dick Cook's taking the lead now. Oh yeah, Ryan Acosta's having some trouble. Although no major retirements yet. Here's Sanford, Charles Sanford up to 30th. John Johnston's worked his way up to 29th. That's good for him. There's PJ Williams, title contender. You need to do more than this. And your new second in points, Thurman Miller. He's outside the points as well. Reese Black, he's in the points. Judd is a major title contender. Sanoski just got a bump from Sean Angel. Oh, greetings from Canada. And that will put Sean Angel ahead of the 46. Sanoski won last week. Oh, how about that? Danny Everett's running in the points on a road course. Dylan Young behind Cosmic Nova here. I must say, ever since the second half of the season started, Dylan Young's kind of started to have a bit of a meltdown in the points. Seems Young's more of a first half driver because, yeah, he's really struggled to get points. He's really struggled so far in the second half. He's trying to turn that around here. He's got his championship rival right directly in front of him, and in front of Nova is Brandon Wood. That's a teammate of his. As mentioned earlier in the program, this is Brandon Wood's last race in that 32 car, as Maxwell Chan will be able to return from injury for the next race, for the next round in Germany. So this is Brandon Wood's last chance to do something impressive, and I must say he really is doing something impressive. Wood has... Really, Wood's been the epitome of impressive during his runs in that 42 car! Luvier's been turned! And that was Valzak who's gone around. We'll take a look at that in a moment, but we got a battle for the lead between Pericles and DeCook. So Luvier's bad luck strikes again. Will Pericles will get the lead here? It looks like he will. Yes, Pericles to the top spot. Duncan almost had third, but Seth Cole is there on his inside now. But I noticed Norman Miller is in the pits. Miller was involved. Nova was involved. Nova! Cosmic Nova was involved in that, it looks like. Wait, is there any damage? I can't tell. Was he involved? I don't know. Is this some strategy, or does he have a different problem? Dylan Young's in. Oh, Dylan Young was definitely involved. Oh man, the meltdown continues for Young. As we're gonna go back and take a look at what happened. That was a big crash. Well, here's a look at what happened. Watch the one of Troy King. He gets way too aggressive on the 98 of Chris Luvier, and he's gonna turn the 98 around and turn him down into his teammate David Valzak. Valzak, he was known for being a bit of a turnaholic when he was driving for the Tiger Racing at last season, but he had nothing to do with this. Gull Reddick was involved. Both the Germans were involved actually. Silver Fox got a big piece, and watch the 13. Nova is going to barely clip the 99. As small as a clip that was, it was actually enough to do something internal with that car. Something happened to the suspension after that clip, and that's why he came down pit road. And here's Dylan Young. He got damage in this. He slammed into the 99 of Valzak. And Dylan Young's championship meltdown continues. There's Sean Angel going around. I don't think Sean was too happy about this. And there's Norman Miller. Miller came in this race second in points. Oh, Miller hit Redlick, and that kind of forced him down to Angel. Nothing that could have been done there. However, before we continue, I would actually like to correct something I said last week. Dodge did race last season. Cybertron used Dodge last season. So yeah, Dodges did race last season. Just to point that out. Alright, we're gonna go back to live here. Pericles continues to lead as Duncan is challenging Seth Cole for third yet again. He's trying to get his way back up to the front. But he just has not been able to get past. He's trying to get his way back up to the lead, but he's had a lot of trouble passing that 25. Can he get it this time? He does initially, but Seth Cole comes back on the outside. So Duncan... Wait! No, Duncan is able to clear. Now, if he doesn't run off in this turn, he should be okay. And, oh, he runs a little wide, but he's going to hold off the 25 for now. There's Young coming out of the pit. Duncan and Seth Cole having a very spirited battle here. As, we just got word. Troy Kang will be called to the hauler after the race for what they called an interesting discussion about aggression. Kang being way too aggressive and caused a big wreck that took out several cars. But look who missed this wreck. Brandon Wood. Wood missed the wreck, and he is up here in 6th place. He's trying to challenge. He is right there. He wants to challenge Troy Kang for 5th. So Brandon Wood, in his final race in that 32 car, is proving why he belongs in this series. As there's a wreck in the back, that's Alan Cavagnaro and that is and Dylan Young. And I don't know what Cavagnaro was doing there, hitting the pit wall. Well, you see it back there. Chris Washer got into the 2. Danny Everett was in the vicinity of that, but he had nothing to do with it. Chris Washer just getting very impatient with the 2 of Dylan Young and turns him. Young tries to slow down, but it's just too far gone, and he flies across the track, gets into Cavagnaro. I can't put any blame on Young there. That was just a racing incident, although I would say that was a racing incident, but Washer being very impatient in that 14 car. Continuing the center on Washer, there's a lot of rumors going around that Washer won't be back next year. At least not for a Tiger Racing unit. He could be back in full capacity next year, but we don't know. Washer's had an absolute disaster. Yeah, Washer's had a terrible season. His only claim to fame was winning the non-points event, the one being the Walmart shootout. His only claim to fame was winning the non-points event, the Walmart shootout. After an amazing season last season, scoring 10 top 10s, he was being a model of consistency, scoring 10 top 10s. He's really come a long way down from that. It has not been a good year for Washer, but he is trying what he can. Here's Reese Black in the 05. He's trying to rebound from a couple bad weeks. Reese Black kind of struggling in a championship situation. He really needs a good run. And he is getting it right now, he is in 8th place. Duncan started to fall back here. He is now lost the 25. He is now losing that 25 car. This is not what Duncan wanted. He is trying to catch the 25. It looks like he is slowly catching him, but it might be a bit. Duncan not looking as fast as he was in practice. That may have been a qualifying setup on the car, but he is doing a good job holding up. He is doing a good job holding on now. Connor Atwood has the fastest lap of the race, so he does still have a lot of speed there, and he's in 24th. He's just quite a ways back. Oh, John Johnston and Charles Sanford are now in the points. Those two started, Sanford and Johnston started 40th and 41st respectively, and they are rocketing their way through the field. Sanford was second quickest in final practice. So Sanford's always been a good road course driver. He almost won at Silverstone, but just didn't quite have enough to beat Cosmic Nova. Although with Nova faltering here today, he is down in 30th place. Sanford could be set to get a good run here. Could be set to get a good run here. Also, Tyler Faber is in the points yet again. It seems Faber is trying to turn up his game here. As Faber has shown a lot more pace than he has in the first half of the season. Perhaps Faber's more of a second half driver because, yes, Faber's been showing a lot more pace here in this half of the season. Shelley's in the top 10. Got another second place finish at Pocono. I think he's kind of tired of being a bridesmaid, but a good drive nonetheless by the Well, some sources claim he's from Virginia, whereas others say he's from Great Britain. I don't believe Shelley's really confirmed that. So we'll just say Virginian English, Virginian British, something like that. I really don't know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if that sounds offensive, but anyway, because I'm not really trying to be. But yeah. But anyway, Pericles is still leading this race as we're approaching our first round of pit stops. They'll probably be coming very shortly. Duncan is closing the gap. He's closing it back up here on Seth Cole. Although not closing it nearly as quickly as Brandon Wood, who still hasn't slipped into the 120 range. Wood showing some amazing pace as usual, as he has in that 32 car. I think that might be a glitch. Yeah, it's a glitch. Yeah, you see a little damage, but it's just a glitch. But yeah, Brandon Wood showing has shown some amazing pace in that 32 car. It seems like it's a good car, but Brandon Wood has proven that he has a lot of talent. And hey, as soon as we talk about pit stops, we've got one of our leaders heading down. That's Jokte Cook in the 9. A good pit entry is crucial at this track. Oh, Kang had a much better entry than did Cook. Perkle had a much better entry as well. Sander runs a little wide on his entry. Collins a bit wide, not nearly as much so. Duncan has caught the 25 of Seth Cole. Interestingly enough, Duncan hasn't even gotten a top 5 yet this season. As hard as it is to believe, he has 3 top 10s and no top 5s. Very interesting to say the least that he still has yet to get a top 5 this season, but he has been he gives Seth Cole a bump there, as he really wants to get that move done. And yeah, that kind of shot Cole up the track. I think he may have him here. Yes, he's got him. And he's going to take that as an opportunity to head into the pits. Beautiful timing. Oh, but he's run a little wide on pit entry. And he almost loses it almost as soon as he gets it. Brandon Wood being a lot more cool, calm, and collective than I remember him last season. Yeah, he nailed that pit entry. Oh, Sanford may botch his pit box. No, he didn't. We're gonna see if Pericles can get out first. That's obviously what he's trying to do. Pericles out of his pit box. Oh, Duncan still is being held in pit road there for a little bit. Slow stop for Duncan. Is he going to be able to hold off Washer? Yes, but that's going to cost him some more time. Oh no, he lost a spot to Brandon Wood. Wood had a pretty good stop there as he comes out behind Seth Cole. Oh, wow, Duncan lost another spot to Troy Kang, so he's really not having a good time on pit road here. PJ Williams having yet another bad race. His championship hopes starting to look kind of bleak. Same for Chris Louvier. I was gonna say he was a bit of an underdoggy for the championship. Bad puns. But that's kind of fallen by the wayside. Louvier's so far has had a terrible second half of the season. In the free races that have been run in the second half so far, he's blown up, has had a terrible pit stop, and now he's gotten wrecked by an idiot from South Korea. And how about Denny Everett? Everett is having a pretty good run here, although it doesn't appear he's had a very good pit stop. Let's see if he's still in the points. Is he? Unfortunately, no. He is in 21st. Everett had a terrible pit stop, but he has had a lot of pace this week, and I have to applaud him for that. Everett's not a road ringer at all. Everett's quite terrible in the road courses, but he's trying to turn around. Yeah, he's trying to turn things around. He kind of did a little something to break the chemistry after in a Pocono, which has turned his teammate PJ Williams. But he's trying his best to regain that. And here, as Everett's had a very respectable drive here, and he's actually had some decent pace. So a very mature drive by Everett, which is a good thing to see. We do hope he'll be back at that team next season, as he is a talented driver. Oh, Duncan continues to fall back here, as Brandon Wood is now into 3rd place. Oh, Pericles runs a little wide there. Seth Cole, a little wide. Same for Wood. Oh, King runs wide. It's going to let Duncan take the 4th spot back. Oh, Troy King's teammate Alex Perkle working his way up. Perkle's had an average season. Not really much to say about his year aside from a pole at South Dakota. Well, really, I'd say just say in general his drive at South Dakota. That was probably his best drive. I'd say his run at South Dakota was probably the drive of his career thus far. Perkle's notably been very good in qualifying. And he is having a pretty solid run right now. Top 10 run. Doing exactly what he needs to. I think he's in 7th. Carl Sander in 8th. Sander DNQ'd the Sony 400, but he's having a good run here. Sander doing what he needs to. Sander got top 10 finishing points last year. He's trying to repeat that. And keep in mind, next week we're heading to Germany. Sander won at Germany last year, so he knows that track pretty well. So we could expect some big things from him there. Oh, Brandon Wood just had his personal best lap. Not very high in the speed charts, though. It is 26th on the speed charts. It seems he's starting to quiet down there on the track. He's not really trying to make any big moves. Duncan, he's kind of pushing there, and he ran wide and lost 2 spots. That's not what he wanted to do. But Seth Cole is on a tear right now, as he's looking for his first win of the season and his 2nd career win. Seth Cole, best known as the NNSCRA president. He's also a very talented stock car driver, and he's kind of proven it. He had an okay season last year. Basically, he won at Texas and then kind of had a lot of bad luck after that, but this has been although he's managed to keep the luck together this season. He hasn't had a whole lot of bad luck this season. He's been up in the top 10, really. He's been up in the top 10 points really all season. And he is once again having a fantastic drive. Oh, Sander is the fastest lap of the race. And he did not just set that, but probably set it very recently. So Carl Sander is on the move. Hawkins is there in 10th. He needs a good run. Sanford's all the way up to 11th. Oh, he makes contact with Ian Dutta, who is another title contender. Johnston's in 13th. Howard's 14th. Collins is 15th. Collins was very quick in the first practice session. So, yeah, like that is the 16 car from last season. As mentioned in Pocono, Will Height Developments has Team Thunder's cars from last season. They bought those cars for this season, and yeah, they didn't change the number on that car. That is Nick Pericles' 16 from last year, which was a very good road course car, mind you. So Collins doing what he can with it. Atwood comes down pit road. Not really sure what his reasoning is. I think he might be off cycle, actually. Atwood's now Everett. Yeah, Everett's now in the points. And O.J. Cook, he's in 25th. I'm not sure what happened to him. It seems that the second cycle of pit stops may actually be starting here. or as some guys are actually coming down pit road. You got Balzac coming in as well. Oh, Pericles is lapping Ryan Acosta. Pericles coming off a 6th place run at Pocono. Imagine if he could win this race, that would be big for him. Pericles won earlier this year at Atlanta, and then his form kind of fell off after that. And had an incredible string of bad luck, but he's turning things around here. Trying to get RJ Manson Racing another win. This has not been the best of years for RJ Manson Racing. Their drivers really have not been doing that well. Really, their drivers have not really been doing that well. Manson has not been relevant in the championship this season. But Pericles is trying what he can. I'd say Pericles is maybe is one of the most talented drivers out of that team. I'll think Pericles is maybe has the most pace out of all of those cars. As he's gonna lap Dylan Young and Momo Ikari. Ikari in that 48. She doesn't have too many races left in that car. Eric and Rage has said he'll be back. It's been confirmed that Eric and Rage will be back in that car for the 18th round at Massachusetts. So Ikari does not have a whole lot of time left to get a good run in that 48 car. She really hasn't done much in that car. I still think they should have put Henry Sanford back in that 48, just like last season when they threw him in to replace Drew Austin. I think it's something like the off-cycle guys that are coming in there. But we are approaching the second cycle here shortly. There should be a second pit cycle. Duncan in 5th place. It's not looking like he's going to get that win that he wants. But he could still get that top 5 that he wants. But he can still get a top 5 that he wants so badly. And he's having a good drive here, but he has to hold off Alex Perkle. And oh yeah, remember if Perkle gets a top 10, kids eat free over at Golden Corral. So I hope your body's ready for that, because Perkle's having a great drive out here at Dubai. He's probably going to get that top 10. He's gotten a couple of those this season, so hopefully Golden Corral is not going to be too unhappy, because yeah, Perkle's been taking that deal, and he's been driving the shit out of his car to get that. Yeah. Oh, and I do apologize for my language. So Pericles is still leading the race here. But Seth Cole is closing the gap as we got 10 laps to go. Will Seth Cole's teammate Momo Ikari be any help? She kind of blocks him. Ikari, get out of the way! That's your teammate! Who's only in 2nd place but fighting for the championship. You're a lap down. Get out of the way. Ikari had an impressive run at in Indy, but she hasn't really done a whole lot in that 48 car. To say the least, I think a lot of people are going to be glad to see Eric and Rage back. Of course, Eric and Rage, he was injured in the Slim Jim Series race at Talladega, and I knocking him out of what was arguably going to be a runaway championship victory. But he's had a nice safe recovery, and he will be back for the round of Massachusetts. So that's good to hear. Yeah, same goes for Maxwell Chan. Maxwell Chan was injured in a Hooters Nationwide Series crash in Indy, so yeah, he's gonna fully recovered after this race. He will be clear to race in Germany. So yeah, great news for that 32 team. Maxwell Chan has had a lot of success in his runs this season, and I think, if I remember, he's still top 20 in points. Honestly, if Chan gets some great runs back, he arguably could still be a title contender, because Chan was really on a roll when we had him, and he was in the top 10 for a very long time, even after he was out of the car. Auto lap cars are being a big nuisance for Seth Cole here. Moe Kari not being a good teammate, and Ryan Acosta not being a good back marker as he refuses to get out of the way for that 25. It's very likely that could cost Seth Cole the race here. Seth Cole looking for his second career. Seth Cole still looking for his second career win. He comes down pit road for his final pit stop of the day. Pericles is down as well, along with Brandon Wood. Anybody staying out? Oh, Dutta runs very wide on pit entry, almost crashes into the 47 of Zach Fitzwater. Duncan makes his pit stop. Yeah, there's Dick Cook. I don't really know what's up with him. He's kind of being held in the pit stall there. I think there's some mechanical issues on the 9. Tough break for the Canadian. But, yeah. Oh, Cole's already out of the pit. Oh, Pericles and Cole are already out of their pit boxes. Wood's out third. Washer's fourth. Duncan still comes out fifth. Perkle, though! Perkle passes him on exit! Wow! Wow, what a move by Perkle! The Louisianan just, passed Duncan on pit exit, and all of a sudden, he's got a big lead on that 6 car. Oh man, Duncan! Duncan, the Freddy Fazbear's machine has some serious work to do, as he just lost a lot of ground on pit exit, and now he's got Team Shelley all over him. He needs to catch up if he wants that top 5. He's also got a... Oh, Shelley's trying to pass him here. That's the last thing Duncan wanted. Oh, Shelley did a good job holding on. I think Shelley may get him here. Duncan qualified the pole, but he's kind of fallen back since then. But luckily, he hasn't gotten involved in any kind of incident. That would just be terrible. Trying to use the power that 6 car has. The one upside to the Wrecking Ball engines is that they have a lot of power. Yeah, Wrecking Ball engines have a lot of brute force, and when you put that together with Team Thunder's, there's tech smarts and expertise. You've got a very powerful engine. But unfortunately, reliability has been an issue for those guys. Yeah, those engines have been blowing up a lot. But Pericles may be running away with this. Nick Pericles could be looking at his second career win. This guy has been on a roll lately. He had just recently been re-signed at RJ Manson Racing, and it seems that kind of motivated him to improve his form. Try harder, improve his form. I have a feeling he was starting to lose a bit of motivation after that terrible run he was having late in the first half. But man, Pericles has had a great second half so far, and Seth Cole is on a mission to catch that 31. But Pericles too strong for him right now. Brandon Wood in the 32. What a drive by Brandon Wood. He's probably going to finish on the podium. In his final race in that 32 car, he's probably going to get his best finish of all, a podium. And to say the least, I think this drive may very well save his career in this series. Perhaps we could see Brandon Wood back in the IES full time next season, because, yeah, a great drive by that guy. Oh, Duncan, like the leaderboard says Duncan had passed Perkle, but it seems Perkle got the spot back. Duncan, though, last time by, he set the fastest lap of the race, so he has a good car. He can beat Perkle, but he needs to make no mistakes. Right, Duncan's just diving into those corners. He's being very uncharacteristically aggressive as he's trying to catch up 36. As I've stated before, this guy really wants his first top 5 of the year, and he will stop at nothing to get that. And he is now right on the 36's back bumper. He is looking. I think he might have made a little contact. Once again, Duncan getting the Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria of some good publicity. He's been having a lot of pace ever since he put that paint scheme on the car, interestingly enough. And he is still trying to pass the 36. He is there. He is very much there. But he just can't quite get that run he needs. Oh man, he is right on his back bumper. He is getting dangerously close to the 36. It looks like he's getting ready to turn him. He's so close. This is a battle. This is one of the best battles on track right now. You got Alex Perkle. Who's just will have a great drive and also be able to get kids free food at Golden Corral, and William Duncan, who's been very quiet this season until he put that paint scheme on the car. That really stands out, by the way. I think the only brown scheme on the grid. I think the only notable scheme was brown on the grid. And he really wants his first top 5 of the year, and he is going to stop at nothing to get it. Pericles is pretty much broken away of the win. And you can see the top 4 are pretty much locked up unless something terrible happens. And so this is really the battle of the race, although we will check real quick to see if Pericles has any lap traffic to deal with. He may have to deal with Bernard Strauss and David Valzak, we'll have to see. Duncan once again on the 36. Trying everything to get around him, but he just can't get it done. Perkle doing a great job holding off. I have a feeling that Perkle's gotten a few driving pointers from the Arkansian, as Perkle is the cousin of Duncan's good friend Chris Louvier. So I have a feeling he's probably giving Perkle a couple driving pointers, because Perkle's driving like he's learning from the William Duncan School of Blocking, but Duncan pushed him out of the way there. You saw it there. They made contact. And he is going to take 5th. Trying to break away now. Shelley's there in 7th. Another great drive by the Virginian Englishman. Please elaborate, Shelley. And the Minnesota native Carl Sander in 8th. Hawkins getting a much-needed top 10 run. They're in 9th place. I think 9th at least. Yeah, 9th. There is nothing separating Seth Cole and Nick Pericles, but I don't think there is enough time for Cole to catch that 31. Brandon Wood, he's kind of staying behind Ryan Acosta. He knows he's got this, so he's probably going to take his time getting around the 22. I mean the 12. I've got 2 laps to go. Yeah, there we go. A good move by Wood. Duncan's now... Oh yeah, Duncan's broken. Duncan has the fastest car on the track. He's easily broken away from Perkle, and he is now trying to pass Chris Washer in the 14. He wants 4th. That car is really fast. Ooh, he runs it a little wide there. As Shelly's now trying to get past Perkle for 6th. That 6th spot could be crucial. And Shelly gets it. Hawkins now closing the gap here for 8th. He wants that spot, but it doesn't look like he's got anything for it right now. Troy Kang is in 10th. Sanford there started 40th. He's up to 11th. Johnston started last. He's in 13th. What a drive by another notable Arkansian there, Johnston. But meanwhile, Nick Pericles has just taken the white flag. Final lap of the race. Pericles is very close, but Seth Cole is closing fast. Seth Cole is being a lot faster than that 31 right now. Now that he's got clean air, nothing between him and the 31. Although Pericles may have to deal with the lap car Balzac here, but Nick Pericles has been recently re-signed RJ Manson Racing. He's had an amazing second half of the season so far, trying to turn around his terrible first half. And as he's going to lap the 99 without having any issues, off the foul corner, Nick Pericles will take his second career win. Pericles will win the round of Dubai. Nick Pericles returns to victory lane. He won at Atlanta earlier this year, and now he's going to win at Dubai. Congratulations to him. He really deserved that. He and that entire 31 camp really deserved this win. A great drive by Pericles. You really have to hand it to him. Whether you're a Pericles fan or not, you've got to hand it to him. He had an amazing drive out here, and he deserved that win. Second is Seth Cole. He gave it his all, but not enough. Bridesmaid again for the 25. Brandon Wood ends out his tenure in the 32 car with a podium. Chris Washer finishes 4th. Much needed points for him. William Duncan finally gets that top 5 he's been looking for. 6th will be James Shelley. Another good run for him. 7th is Alex Perkle. Kids Eat Free at Golden Corral. 8th is going to be Carl Sander. 9th is going to be Alex Hawkins. And a much-needed 10th goes to Troy Kang. Although he arguably could have used much less aggressive means to get that. Well, wow, that was a good race here in Dubai. Congratulations to Nick Pericles. He and that 31 team all really deserved that win. But without further ado, next week we're going to be heading to Germany. We're going to be racing at the Euro Speedway. Pericles' teammate, Carl Sander, won there last year. And we'll have to see what Manson does at that track this year. But to say the least, that is it for today. Here comes the results and standings. You've been watching a production of the INORL Racing Network, Racing Uncontained. I'm signing off, and I'll see you next time.